Hello, welcome to Sandy Ainley. I hope you're well. I am very well indeed, and I have some very, very positive news. I have lost 5.5 pounds of weight in just over a week, and that is part of the reason as to why I'm very well indeed, as I said at the beginning of the vlog. I just had Oreo here cuddling me, my cat, if you didn't know. And I wanted to record a vlog with yourselves showing Oreo beside me cuddling. And then my cat got up to go somewhere else, so I shall need to rely on myself on this occasion for this vlog. I had a gentleman come over today to help me to learn to use my new telephone, my new mobile phone, correctly. And I'm actually recording via my phone this time. I think one names it as an iPhone. I have a pay-as-you-go, excuse my expression please, sophisticated phone, whereby it remains pay-as-you-go in each context. However, I can use the internet on it, and I'll be able to use my £10 a month, which I spend on my phone, and it includes gigabytes. So, and free phone calls and free text messages. So, I'm laughing all the way, aren't I? Silly me. I am very, very silly. However, I'm also very, very happy because I'm determined to improve my health. And worst possible scenario, I could die 10 or 20 years earlier if I don't remain consistent at this. So I do so wish to improve my health. And it would help my skin as well, eating less and more healthily. If you can see these spots, got quite a number. And I'm most embarrassed on subject of my double chin. Please look. Hence me recording in this manner. I'm trying not to show my double chin. And I have some very nice new clothes. However, I'm a bit tired at the moment, so I'm not going to do a clothing haul now-ish. And I'm just looking forward to having my last test for my left hip. And afterwards I shall know exactly if I'm going to have another left hip replacement. And if not, what type of treatment I'm going to have for my left hip. So I'm really looking forward to it. And my brother and I, who are going to be travelling there together by chauffeur, and when we finally get there, I'll have some treatment of some kind. And then we've been asked, my brother and I, to leave the hospital for a couple of hours. I think that's what my brother said, something to that effect. So I understand 2 minutes away there's a centre in St John's Wood where they have plenty of restaurants. So my brother and I shall probably go and have a lunch and then return to the hospital for the remaining part of the treatment that I'm having done on that date. And I really am looking forward to having some closure on this matter. And I'm looking forward to the day when I shall be travelling again and walking and being strong with my walking. I can walk, however, I'm weak some of the time, a lot of the time. Going on to my hair, I don't know if you like my hair in this manner. It's a little bit in my face here. However, I could cut it, even myself, if I so wish to have a little fringe. I don't know if it suits me to have a fringe. I quite like it, actually. Might be nice just for a change. And, oh dear, what did I knock down? Oh, now I've knocked down something else. Hence me being named Silly Sandy by some neighbours of mine. They mean it affectionately. I don't mind having said. So I don't even know what time it is now. So I'm looking forward to having test result from my blood tests, and I have some more tests I have to go for. And tomorrow I shall probably need to call on the subject and find out if I can have the tests in Pinner as opposed to the St Peter's Medical Centre, as a result of the fact that it costs me money for a chauffeur to go to the doctor in, I think it's West Tower, so I may as well go to Pinner, whereby I can go by bus and it will be free of charge for me. It's expensive to get cabs, I find. And well, certainly expensive for me anyway. One point I do very much so wish to make, and that is that I've been thinking and talking a little bit, to say the least, on the subject of, is it Prince? Does one say Prince now? I don't know, Prince Harry and Meghan. And I have a certain amount of empathy for Harry. I think this book that Harry's written and this Netflix documentary that Harry's in is a cry for help on the part of Harry. And indeed Meghan. However, at the moment I don't want to talk on the subject of Meghan. I so wish to continue on the subject of Harry presently, for the moment. So yes, Harry has always been an outgoing type of chappie. And Harry, unfortunately, is going about it in an incorrect manner, in my opinion, in an incorrect manner. And instead of reaching out to the therapist, or if not the therapist, then maybe to a good friend, he spilled out a load of criticism on the subject of just about anybody who doesn't agree with Harry. And unfortunately, Harry's done no favour to Harry as a result of the fact that people don't like complainers. And all it's doing is provoking war within the royal family. And I don't know whether Harry is aware of any of this that I've just said concerning Harry's actions. Harry has all the right in the world to have feelings, and also upset feelings. However, there's a manner in which to go about it. And I do feel sorry for Harry, because I think that the chap doesn't know how to behave, so to speak. And the world is not a therapy session. The world is the world. And Harry, as Piers Morgan says, is not really speaking the truth. He's speaking Harry's truth. Harry is speaking Harry's truth. And there's a difference between Harry's truth and the truth. I'm not saying that Harry's incorrect. However, I'm also not saying that I'm just saying, to be more precise, that writing a book and making a documentary is involving the whole world in the concerns of one family, the royal family. So instead of receiving sympathy from a lot of people, anyway, in my opinion, of a lot of people, from what I've read and seen, Harry's receiving the response of people's disgust. So the reverse of empathy and sympathy. As a result of the fact of this book, Spare, and the documentary on Netflix. Oh, Harry. I'm full of sympathy on the subject of Harry having lost Diana, Harry's mother, at a very young age, and being asked to follow the mother's grave, Diana's grave, with Diana inside the grave and Harry being maybe 10 years of age, following the grave towards wherever the grave was going to be placed. And I think for a youngster of about 10 years of age, I have a certain amount of insight into this already, because that must have had a very negative effect on Harry. I mean, Harry is a troubled gentleman. There's no getting away from that. I mean, I have my troubles. I've been had my share of suffering in my life. However, I don't spill in the manner that Harry does. I don't mind comparing. I'm not saying that, I mean, for example, with me, when I'm upset, I do more than one action that helps me. Sometimes I phone up a friend or a member of the family just to share whatever it is that's bothering me and try to resolve it. And that's usually what I do, actually. Good example. And by doing that, I'm resolving as opposed to provoking. As far as Harry's concerned, I truly believe that I do not know what is going on in the royal family. I have seen maybe less than if there's any such thing as 1 trillion, which I think is a billion, if I'm not mistaken. Please comment below with the answer to that. That I have no idea of what's the truth in the royal family. I do not live in that palace with the royal family. I do not know what is going on, what is taking place in the royal family when I'm not watching the royal family on Netflix or on television or via YouTube. How am I supposed to know whether the relationship between Harry and Anne and King Charles is a troubled one or not? I mean, it seems troubled, but I don't know how badly, to be more precise. And I don't know what Camilla's like. I mean, I know that there was an issue with Diana, and I was very much and am very much on Diana's side, or one might say the late Diana. On subject of closed doors, very often the friction is very much left to diplomatic people, not in the case of Harry. And diplomacy wins. And Harry is the opposite to being diplomatic at the moment. Behaves in a manner which is not, I correct myself, which is definitely not subtle and diplomatic. And so it's like, for example, if I look at my face in a mirror, that's my reflection. And it's the same with behaviour. If I look opposite and I look through the mirror, I see myself only. If I'm nice to people, people will be nice back. So that leads me to say that I do have some sympathy for what Harry's going through. I would call it teething problems. I would call it early days. And as far as that costume that Harry wore many years back at some party or something in London, I think. I mean, please let go of it, press and professionals and celebrities. It's a long time ago. Harry was a child. And the ignorance was as a result of him being a child. As far as the actual ideas concerned, well, yes, that's something one can educate Harry with. I hope that Harry will be receptive to that if somebody shall reach forward to help Harry. And on the subject of Charles, King Charles, I ask myself, Sandy, and I ask you also, is it appropriate to so-called punish Harry by deleting Harry's residence in Great Britain, deleting it for Harry and Harry's immediate family, newer family? So now, when Harry comes to Great Britain, he's got no home. He'll have to go to a hotel, maybe, I don't know. Certainly he hasn't got that building anymore to go home to, so to speak. I've got mixed feelings on the subject of that decision. The first one is, it's a cold reaction. Okay, one might argue what's wrong with cold. Nothing's wrong with cold. Emotionally for Harry, if it was said to I'm really sorry, I've forgotten what I was saying. Never mind, maybe it's a sign that this particular subject, that I'm to let go of that right now, okay? Shush, let go. Okay. So, on the subject of Meghan, now finished with Harry, I don't know what the relationship dynamics are between Meghan and Meghan's father. What I do know is that the gentleman, the father of Meghan, is not well, is very ill, in fact. And very sadly, he could get far worse. Meghan's father. if I were the daughter of Megan's father, I would do the opposite of what Megan's performing out, behaviour-wise. I would be super nice to the father. Extremely nice to the father, and very loving and caring and very forgiving. And I do believe that I'd have a lot more sympathy by cooperating with my father. The behaviour is to keep calm at all times, not to allow oneself to give in to one's emotion. By all means, one's to feel it, but it depends upon whether one reacts, which is a quick, impulsive reaction, or responds correctly. It doesn't matter what other people's behaviour's like. It's down to the individual, and one's behaviour is one's choice and one's responsibility. I keep receiving notifications, I think one says. And it's annoying me. And I'm to be grateful for having an iPad, not to complain. I'm just thinking I may cut my hair now, ish. Give it a trim. Just the fringe. I fancy a fringe. Let's see what I can do. Just a minute, please. I shall have a try. I've got some small scissors, which I think are better than using the longer scissors. I have more confidence in using the smaller type. Okie dokie. Wish me luck, please. Oh my goodness. This is a little bit frightening for me, I don't mind saying. I'd like to cut my own fringe and see if I can do it correctly, or at least a little bit correctly, so to speak. Shall I just go very gently along this way, just to get rid of some of the hair? And then if I do it slowly, then I'm less likely to make massive mistakes, or any mistakes. I'm a bit nervous, guys. I'm trying to do this correctly. Gosh, I've got loads of hair. It's quite fine in one respect, yet there's quite a bit of it. I don't mind saying. I hope after all this is going to be suitable. It's going to suit me, so to speak. And what does it mean, suit me? Each to one's own, really. However, I do believe, really, there can be a suits me. Because sometimes it depends upon the shape of one's face, etc. I think there is some truth in that. There is for me, anyway. Going on to Piers Morgan, I so wish to say, the gentleman really, I'm really impressed with Piers Morgan in some respects. Especially when Piers speaks of the freedom of speech matter that is so hypocritical, really, in this country. Although one's encouraged to, so-called encouraged, to have freedom of speech, and when one does use freedom of speech, one, like in Piers Morgan case, gets the sack in the job for being open and honest on subject of what Piers Morgan was thinking stroke feeling. And so there's hypocrisy, hence me mentioning hypocrisy. And I do agree with Piers Morgan that there is a concern with that in this country, and that it's important to voice one's opinion, because that's what starts conversation, and conversation can develop into learning. But if we have to watch every single word we're saying, one can't learn like that, not properly anyway, not correctly, in my opinion. How's my fringe, if I may ask? I don't think it's bad. I'm quite pleased with that. Does it suit me, if I may ask? I think it's okay. What do you think? Please comment below. I really could do with having this part of my hair done as well, but I'm not going to do that now. I may do it during the day, but not tonight. I don't know if maybe my fringe needs to be a touch shorter. I don't want to cut it too short, because then I won't like it. I don't want it very short, but maybe just a touch shorter. I think I'm doing quite a good job, so I have a little bit of confidence in myself. I don't mind saying. I quite like it. Okay. Sandy's had a haircut. I don't think my fringe is bad. On that nice note, I'll bid you a good night, or a good morning, or a good afternoon, or a good evening, depending, of course, upon where one is. And please take care, and please take care of one another. And lots of love. Please, if you like my personality, please like and subscribe. I think one says, click on the link below. Thank you so much. Lots of love. Bye-bye.